Hey, welcome back to JG3 Reviews. My name is James, and today we're going to look at the ink that I used in my recent test of the PenBBS Year of the Tiger, last year's special edition. It is the PenBBS number 388 Guangzhou ink. Now, one of the things that I like about this ink is that tie to Guangzhou. Guangzhou is a city in China, a large city in China, and it's the only place I've ever gotten to visit in the country, and it was an impressive city. So when I saw that PenBBS had this ink, I decided, hey, I got to try me some of that. Now, when I got the bottle, I looked at this and I had some bad flashbacks because it's such a light, clear ink that it reminded me of Pelikan's Brilliant Red, which some of you may like, but I just find it to be so watered down, I just don't end up using it. So then I was afraid this might be the same kind of experience, but I have been pleasantly surprised by this ink. Okay, first let's look at it here on the Rhodia paper where this ink really does perform quite well. Now here it is with that glass dip pen, which is pretty wet and definitely abroad, and it does quite well. You will see that there is some shade variance throughout that writing, and it looks quite good. It plays well on this paper. And then this is with that medium PenBBS nib. It's their round medium on my Year of the Tiger pen. Also did quite well. We'll look also in a minute at a water test and some dry times on that Rhodia paper. But first, let's look at another variety. Here is Ayush paper, and even though the writing here is a bit small, you can see that there is nice shading on Ayush paper as well. That performed well. No bleed through whatsoever on either of those. Here it is on an inexpensive Vietnamese-made composition notebook I bought at Staples, and it also still has good shading. On the wetness test, I forgot that I had ink from the Yosemite Green writing as well, and got a little bit of a mixture there, but you can see kind of makes a nice mix, doesn't it? This is the wetness of that PenBBS. No bleed through, no problems there whatsoever. And here we have it on older Tomoe River paper in a Lockby sample notebook that I use as an ink catalog. And of course on the Tomoe River paper, that shading comes through very nicely, very well behaved, and it looks really great. This is 3 passes, so you can see the first, second, and third pass. This, and on the Rhodia, I think we'll see here in a second, convinced me that this would be, if I were an artist, and I'm definitely not, I would have this ink in my collection because of some options it would give me that way. And just by happenstance, I have here on the same page, this is Diamine Chocolate, the PenBBS Guangzhou, and Monteverde Yosemite Green, which will be the next ink test. And they kind of play well together on that page, don't they? All right, let's break out the old cotton swab and do an ink swatch. Here you can see, by the way, on the cap, the color of that ink. Really, really nice. First pass. Do a large second pass. And the third. And as you can see, adding layers and wetness, you get a really nice shading to the ink. I think it really does have a nice color on the page. And as it dries, it looks even better. So it goes on pretty light. Writing with this pen, for example, it will look quite light at first, and then as it dries, the color gets a little bit richer and a little more vibrant and looks quite good. All right, let's do dry times. Five seconds. Still wet. 10 seconds. Wet but drying pretty well. And at 30 seconds, just a little bit. And at 1 minute, good to go. All right, let's try the water fastness of this ink. And I actually don't know. I haven't done anything to try this before, so I'm quite curious myself. All right, not all inks tell the story before you blot the water off, but I think this one might have. That's just blotting, no wiping, and quite a bit of ink on that paper towel. And a lot less ink on that paper. As you can see, The word here for water and test, yeah, if I didn't know that's what they said, I wouldn't know that's what they said. So definitely not color fast. And that's not really too surprising because that's really not what this ink is about. This ink is a color that pays homage to a great city and is a color that is more artistic and expressive than it is secure and color fast. All right, looking at the chromatography, it's really quite simple. You've got that bright yellow there at the upper edge. Then you have what makes up the orange, red and yellow, but there's a nice orange tint in the middle as that bright yellow comes into contact with what is really a very light red pinkish hue, and that's it. There wasn't a whole lot to see here. Very simple, but used to nice effect. So let's talk pros and cons. Pros, it is a nice golden orange shade. It is a reasonable cost. It behaves well on the paper and it dries reasonably quickly. And it's just something unique. Cons, it can be kind of hard to find here in the U.S. and probably some other places as well, so you kind of have to hunt it down a little bit. I got mine at Vanness quite a while back. And of course, this is more of a personal use ink. It's not necessarily work-friendly, depending on what you do. But that's about it. Overall, my impression of this ink is quite positive, and I've really enjoyed using it more than I thought I would when I opened up that box and saw the bottle and thought, oh no, this is going to be too light for any good use. But that has not been the case, and it's actually a fun ink to use. All right, thanks again for watching, sharing, subscribing. Share this with somebody you think might like this color, and God bless you, and have a great week.